What's up, everyone? It's Tyler here. It's been a minute since I've done a live. Summer has been crazy. It's been awesome. We've been having a lot of fun, doing a lot of stuff, and it's been great. And I forgot to turn on Do Not Disturb, and you guys will hear the 1,000 emails an hour that I get coming in. Cool. Let's see if that fixes the problem. So I'm live. I'm live in a lot of places right now. I'm live on a couple of YouTube channels and Facebook groups and Facebook profile and page and all of that. I'm using StreamYard, which lets me do one live here and go to a bunch of places. Sometimes comments and things don't always show up here. They're supposed to, but they don't always. Sometimes I can't see them at all. Sometimes I can't see who they're from. And so, but this is going to be a quick one today. I just wanted to go live. Had just wanted to share some thoughts. And also, I'll give you this disclaimer. The weather in Texas is insane. Like it poured down rain on July the 4th yesterday, which is just insane. And it's like cloudy and gloomy, and I'm feeling it pretty hard. So who knows? I might just have to go live again tomorrow and just do today's live take 2. But I'm going to, I can see that there's a bunch of people who are tuning in. That's awesome. So welcome guys. So glad you're here. Just want to share some stuff with you today. That's all. There's no pitch or anything like that coming. Just have some things on my mind. And I'll just jump right into it. The title this, like, how's your year going so far, or something like that. Depending on where you're joining, you may not even can see that title. I think it's different from the group to the profile to the page to YouTube, but that's the title of today's video. How's your year going so far? And the reason that I asked that question, and the reason that that's on my mind, is because it's July. It's the beginning of July, which is always the beginning of the second half of the year. So 6 months down, 6 to go. And that's always for me. So I'm a big resolutions person and a goals person. Like I talk about it a lot, and that's like not even like the coolest thing to talk about. Like the cool kids at the cafeteria hang outside of the cafeteria around the corner, like in high school. Like that's not, the cool kids don't talk about that. Cool kids don't talk about goals and like resolutions and things like that. But I do. And spoiler alert, like I wasn't the cool kid in high schools, and that's okay. I know who I am. I'm happy with myself. Why am I talking about this? Be quiet, change subjects. So, but I'm a big resolutions person. Like every year in December, a lot of December for me is really thinking about what the next year is going to be. Like I kind of wrap up the current year like in November, and most of you guys know, but maybe a lot of you guys don't either. Like I own my own business. I'm an internet marketer, online marketer. I do the online marketing thing. So I own my own business. I don't have a job or anything like that. So like everything that I do is like on me, and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and what's going to come after that, what's this going to turn into, etc. So I'm very big on resolutions, goals, things like that, etc. And at the beginning of the year, I really, right after New Year's, jump hard into the next things that I want to do. In fact, I've even started cheating, and I really start kind of working on things for the next year in December. So that's how big on goals I am. Like even December is just like January beta version for me. And the same thing happens in July. All of a sudden, June gets here, and before you know it, it's like, wow, the first half of this year is almost done. It's almost over. Like we're going into the second half of the year. So it's kind of like evaluation time, which is also not something that the cool kids talk about. I don't know why I keep going back to them. Maybe I'm just jealous somewhere in here and haven't quite gotten, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit. I think I forgot. There we go. I'm going to back up a little bit. I like to be more than just a talking head. Cool. We're almost 5 minutes into this, and I said it would be quick. Let me get moving. So, how's your year going? It's the middle of July. We're 6 months into this year, and we've got 6 months left. We're halfway there. Everything that's happened in 2021, you've got that much again that you can do that left in 2021. And how's it going? Go back to January when you made a couple of New Year's resolutions or a couple of goals for the year. How are they going? And that's what I've been doing like all weekend. We were hanging out with people for the 4th, but just in the back of my mind, all I could think about was like everything that I wanted to do this year, how it's going, what's gone well, which a few things have gone well. Hey, pat on the back. Awesome. Like things have gone well. This has been the best year in my business so far, period. Awesome. Great. But of course, there's a lot of things that I instantly go to. It's like, man, got to make this happen. It's time. This can't linger. This can't wait. Like I'm not going to get to 2022 and not have done this and this yet. Like now is the time to make them happen and get moving and shaking on them. So I'm Southern. I probably use a lot of Southern speak that like, when I talk to other people, I do a lot of coaching and stuff and I say things and I realize, oh, that's like not how people talk, not in the South. So not going to apologize. I'm a Mississippi boy who now lives in Texas. It's who I am. But it's time for me to get moving on a few things. And that's what I wanted to jump on and talk to you about today. Like, where are you at? How's it going? What have you done? Reward yourself. What haven't you done? Make mid-year resolutions and make it happen. I'm big on resolutions. The beginning of the year and then the middle of the year is kind of like midterms. It's like the like how's everything go? A midterm is basically like we're in the middle of the course. Like how's it going? Here's what we've done so far. There's more to come. Right? Awesome. And I want to share this quote with you. Like all of us have goals, hopes, and dreams. I'm not talking about internet marketing today, business stuff. I'm not talking about like, hey, like come do our thing and launch a 6-figure year business today. I'm just talking about if you wanted to lose weight, if you wanted to, wow, I have like no other good examples right now. Maybe I should have thought about other things. My goals are so business centric the last few years that that's all I got. So maybe you wanted to lose weight, or maybe you wanted to do B, C, D, and E, which were all just amazing examples that I don't have, or F, grow your business, etc. And I love this quote. This quote hits me every time I see it because it's so true. And I work with a lot of people who are new, some who are really stepping into the online thing for the first time. And so I love this quote: "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step." I love that. And I want to like expand that for a minute and share thoughts inside of that. So at some point, all of us are brand new at something that we want to do. Like the people who are crushing it, experts, killer, whatever, fit, ripped, bench press 8 cars, like have the coolest, craziest business out there. Everybody had to start. Everybody had, at some point, they woke up and rolled out of bed and said, I want to do this. And they were at the very beginning with none of the journey complete, the whole 1,000 miles in front of them. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. But here's something that I love. When you just take one step, when you just do one thing, when you just pick up one foot and put it in front of the other and take one step, now some of the journey is behind you. It may not feel like much, but guess what? You're not at the starting line anymore. You're not at the very beginning. You've got something behind you. And that's really awesome. And that's really huge because just a few steps start to add up really quickly. Let me collect my thoughts because I want to talk about momentum. So movement creates momentum. I want to talk about that for a minute. I'm probably going to talk about this more in a couple of days on another live. But When you're at the very beginning, you've just got nothing, but just a little bit of movement and a little bit behind you is already some momentum moving forward, because there's not 1,000 miles left, and there's at least a tenth of a mile behind you, or half a mile behind you, or a mile behind you. And if you just keep stepping, you're going to get there. Once you get off the starting line, at least some of the journey is behind you. I want to take a metaphor for a minute. Like, just take 100, like 100 units, 100 steps, 100 things. Okay. Now, that 100 may seem daunting, and you just see people who are already in momentum making big progress. You see them posting every couple of days on Facebook, and they are just crushing it in their goals. They're just getting more ripped by the day. Their business is growing by the day. They're dropping a couple of pounds every week. They're in momentum. Why? Because they have continued to step and step and step and step all year long. And all you're seeing is the sum of all those little steps. So let me bring it back to this metaphor that I wanted to try to lay out, and I hope I do a good job of communicating it. Just when there's 100 units in front of you and none behind you, that may seem like a lot. And then you see people who are already in momentum, so they're making like multiple at a time. You know, they're knocking off 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can just focus on one, if you can just do one thing and get one behind you, now only 99 is in front of you. And if you can just do that again, 2 is behind you and 98 is in front of you. And all of a sudden, that number in front of you is getting smaller and smaller. And also, here's what's going to happen. You're going to start to take bigger strides. You're going to start to knock out 2 at a time and 3 at a time. And all of a sudden, 100 becomes 90, becomes 80, becomes 70. And all of a sudden, you're a lot closer than you think. Why? The law of momentum. When you move, and at the very beginning, at the starting line, you're just still. Think about like racers at the starting line. They're poised, they're set, they're ready to go, but they are not moving. But as soon as you move, as soon as you take a step, as soon as you do something, you start to have momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is just something being behind you and not the whole thing being left in front of you. And the more that you continue to move, the more is behind you and the less that's in front of you, and you get into momentum. And so it's easy to feel like, oh my gosh, if I get, I had this goal in January, and if I start now, I'm at square one. Like, guess what? Yes, you are, but that's okay. Just do something. If you'll just do something, you'll get there sooner than you think, because you'll have something behind you and a little bit less left in front of you than you started with. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of a version 2.0 on this, because I'm trying to use the big old Friends cup here and like get amped up on caffeine, but this weather is not helping. So you may look at 100 and you feel like it's daunting. Well, guess what? Just focus on one. Just get one behind you. And I can't stress that enough. Like, everything that anyone's ever done to get to a place that you want to be in, like your health and fitness or your business, or like I said, I should have come with other examples. So just fill in the blank with anything else. Like, everyone had to start. Everyone had to start. They had to get one behind them and 99 left in front of them, and then do it again and again and again. And so I want to encourage you guys today, whatever it is that you set up to do this year, evaluate it. If right now you could already say, like, yeah, Tyler, man, I was gonna like eat better and just start going for walks, blah, 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 and all this stuff, and lose some weight and put on, and I haven't done any of it. I'm in one of these business groups that you're in. I wanted, this year was going to be my year. And so far it's just been diddly squat. To translate that from Southern into like normal speak, it's been nothing. That's okay. That's okay. You've got to start somewhere. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Everybody did start somewhere. And I just want to encourage you today, like, you've still got half of the year left. Like, the amount of 2021 that's passed is also the amount of 2021 that's left. And if you just will pick up one foot today and put it in the front of the other one and take one step, something will be behind you. If it's healthy eating, if all you do today is just say no to a snack or a meal that you know is not good for you, and instead just get a healthy bar or just eat a salad tonight and just say, you know what, I'm going to do something that at least puts me this much closer to where I want to be. Guess what? You've already begun to move. You've already taken a step. You've already now put something behind you, and you're no longer at the finish line still. You're past the finish line and you're moving. And believe me, if you just keep moving, even for a little while, that starting line gets further and further back pretty quick, usually a lot quicker than it feels when it's all in front of you. And I want to encourage you, you've got plenty of time left this year to do what you want to do and get started. And there's no better day than today. You know, as a business owner, it's kind of all on me, like everything. Like nobody wakes up and tells me what to do. And sometimes I wish that they would. Sometimes I wish there was somebody that could say, just do this thing. But you know what? Just do it. Just say, I want to be here. Let me get on the camera a little better. I want to be here, and I'm here. At least I can get to here today and here tomorrow and here. Even if it feels small, it now becomes mathematically inevitable that you will get there. Like if it takes 100 ones to get to 100, you'll get to 100. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, all the way to, like, you will get there. And that's it. So I just want to encourage you today. That's it. You can start today and you can get there, and you can get there a lot quicker than you think. I promise you, once you get even a few ones behind you, momentum starts to add up quick, because two things happen. Number one, if you just keep getting ones behind you, you'll still get there. Also, you'll start to learn to get twos behind you and threes behind you. Your action will produce bigger results quicker, and that starts to chip down 100 pretty quick. And that's my metaphor. That's the best I could do today. But I really wanted to encourage you guys. I hope that 2021 is your year. I hope that you had big goals, hopes, dreams, and plans for this year. And whatever's left, just focus and buckle down and get one thing under your belt and behind you today to start to set the pace for the rest of the year. And I will say this, just because it's happening next week, and there's my 5, almost 6-year-old. Hey, buddy, I'm live right now.
You're going to get the fan.
Okay, but I'll bring it to you in just a minute. Fun times working from home. I wouldn't trade it for the world. This is the life that I worked hard for years to have. My 5-year-old's home. We're going to start homeschool for kindergarten in next month in August. My one who just turned 1-year-old is here. My wife is here. It's awesome. It's amazing. Just another day in paradise. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I want to say this, when it comes specifically to online marketing, internet marketing, like the whole escape from your job or add additional income or whatever, Greg and I are launching a brand new challenge next week. And I'll tell you a lot more about it over the course of the week. But for those of you that are already familiar with it, if now's the time to take a step in your online marketing journey, then join our challenge. It's a brand new challenge. We've totally changed everything from the previous one. It's called the MIMS Challenge, MIMS, Make Internet Marketing Simple. And I'm going to drop the link to that in the comments on this video. I got to go find all the places where this video is and do that. But it's very simple. MIMSchallenge.com. MIMS challenge.com. That'll take you to the page to join. Next week, we're going to spend a whole week. It starts this weekend, goes all the way through the week, and the next weekend, it's going to be awesome. I love you, son. Oh, man. Fun times. Just another day in paradise. memschallenge.com. And I'll drop links to that in the comments. Would love to see those of you there who are ready to do that with your online marketing journey. But hey, I want to just share this for all of you today that take the time, the 20 minutes now that I wanted to keep this to 10, to tune in and encourage you. There's as much of 2021 left in front of you as there is behind you. And that's plenty of time to start to move and gain momentum towards your goals. You can still be in a much better place than you are now, and much closer to your goal than you are now, or even get there completely. If it's lose like 20 pounds, you've still got 6 months to do that. And so it's going to, I just want to encourage you today to take a step, get something behind, just get off the starting line, even if it's the smallest step imaginable. Get off the starting line, and at least the whole journey is not in front of you. Awesome. I hope that encourages you. I hope that helps you. If it does, leave a comment. If it doesn't, leave a comment. That's totally cool. And I'm going to sign off, and we'll see you guys soon. I'll be going live some more this week.